welcome back to the Freedom Homestead Kitchen. I'm Tangi and I'm Emily. Wow. I have been doing some low spend challenge, leftover makeover recipes, just sharing with you guys what I'm doing now that we're doing a low spend challenge because my husband is currently on furlough. And today I'm going to show you how to roast a chicken, and then I'm going to be showing you some recipes that I use the leftover chicken with later on. But I think I came up with this recipe. I've not really seen it, but that doesn't mean that someone else hasn't already come up with it. But I just kind of had a light bulb moment the last time I made chicken, and it turned out to be so incredibly delicious. So I'm going to share with you today how I made it. I'm going to be roasting this bad boy. It's been in the freezer. I took it out, let it thaw. It's almost a 6-pound chicken, and I currently have my oven preheating to 450 degrees. You guys, this recipe is going to give you a flavorful, juicy meat and crispy skin. It is seriously to die for. And then of course, not only will we be using the meat in later dishes, but I will also be using the bones to make bone broth. Let me show you step by step how you get a chicken ready to roast in case you've never done one before. If the package of your chicken indicates that it comes with giblets or however you say it, those are going to be located inside the carcass in a bag. And here I'm just waiting for my daughter to hand me a bowl so I can put them in there. But what I do is I open the bag and I take out the neck, and the neck is going to go in my bone broth. I don't make giblet or giblet gravy. I love it. I just don't make it. So I give those pieces to my dogs. Now I'm just pouring out whatever juice is in there in the chicken, and I'm going to rinse it. A lot of people say don't rinse it, but you know, I feel good about rinsing it. I do bleach my sink afterwards, but I think it's important to rinse it off. So I rinse it inside and out. Now that the chicken has been rinsed out, I'm just kind of picking over it, see if there's any feather quills still stuck in it or whatever. Once all of those are removed, I take paper towels and I pat the chicken dry. Here I'm showing my daughter that the chicken was bruised under its wing. Another incentive to grow our own. Can't wait to do that. Okay, so now we're ready to make the seasoning rub, whatever you want to call it, that we're going to use in our chicken. So we're going to start by using some good extra virgin olive oil. And if you don't have extra virgin olive oil, you can use whatever you have. So that's a couple of tablespoons. And to this, we are going to add a packet of Italian salad dressing mix. This is like secret weapon right here. So I'm going to put the whole contents in there. Then to this, I'm going to add a heaping scoop of minced garlic. If you don't have minced garlic, feel free to use just garlic powder. Then I'm going to put in some black pepper. And then I'm just going to add just a little bit of salt, not much, because the salad dressing already has quite a bit in there. I'm going to give this a stir. And you want it pretty loose because this is going to go under the skin, on top of the skin, and in the inside of the cavity of the chicken. So this is going to get pretty messy. So you want to make sure you've cleared your area so nothing gets contaminated. So now I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to loosen the skin from the meat. And I've torn the skin a little bit, so try not to do that if you can help it. Now I'm just going to take some of my mix and I'm going to put it in between the skin and the meat. And then I'm just going to take it and I'm going to rub it all over the outside of the chicken. My dog is patiently hoping and waiting for me to drop something, but it ain't gonna happen, Chicken D. And then when you've got it good and coated, anything that you've got left in your, any of your mix that you've got left over, we're gonna pour that right into the cavity of the chicken. And it smells so good. And I'm just gonna put my hand inside there and kind of help spread it around. So now, from here, I'm gonna take the wings. I don't know if you can see this. I'm gonna take the wings, I'm gonna fold them under and put them under the body of the chicken. If they will cooperate, sometimes they don't. Okay, not gonna cooperate. Okay, so I'm gonna get some twine and I'm gonna tie up its legs. So my oven is preheated to 450 and my bird is about 6 pounds, and you're gonna bake your bird for, or you're gonna roast your bird. It's 20 minutes for every pound. I'm gonna roast the bird for about 2 hours. As soon as I put it in the oven, like I said, it's preheated to 450. I'm gonna turn the heat down to 400. That's what's gonna give us that crispy skin. So we'll come back in 2 hours and I'll show you what it looks like. The kitchen is filling up with a haze, but look at that. Is that not gorgeous? That's gonna be so good. We've still got about 15 minutes left on this bird. Okay, so we have about 13 minutes before the bird is ready to come out of the oven, so I'm gonna go ahead and start on the sides. I just have 1 can of green beans, which is okay. That'll do. And then I just have some red skin potatoes. You can see they have eyes on them, but they're still good. We'll just cut that off, wash these off, and then I'm gonna put them in the pot with some water. And I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna do stewed potatoes or if I'm gonna smash these. I'll let the creative juices flow and figure it out. Okay, there's just a few seconds left on the timer. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out. Oh yes, that's beautiful. So that skin, can you hear it? Nice and crispy. So I'm gonna let this hang out and cool as much as possible. Let those juices just kind of stay up in there. And I'm working on this. I think I'm gonna mash these. So I just put some chicken bouillon in there with the potatoes. And then I've got my green beans over here boiling away. I've got all that broth down in there with the potatoes, and I'm going to add, about 3 tablespoons of butter, since this isn't a whole lot of potatoes. And I'm also gonna add a little bit of heavy whipping cream. It's not gonna need a whole lot of liquid because it's mostly liquid. Okay, since my potatoes were too runny, I just went ahead, I had some mashed potatoes dehydrated and just put some in there. So anyway, it's ready. Okay, so now that my chicken has sat and has cooled a little bit, it's time to cut into it. It'd be a lot better if I had a sharper knife. Okay, here is my plate. Okay guys, so I hope you give this a try, and I'm sure some of you have probably thought to do that before or saw a recipe for it. I haven't. It just, like I said, it was a light bulb moment using the Italian seasoning packet. So anyway, if there are any leftovers, I'm gonna show you what I do with it if there's any left. But if not, at least you got an awesome recipe on how to roast chicken. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Until next time.